At Thanksgiving, my sister discovered I had 12 million in my family, demanded I give it to her, claiming she deserved it more. The turkey was dry, the stuffing was cold, and my sister Sarah was doing her usual routine, loudly complaining about her struggling life while wearing a $400 sweater I knew she couldn't afford. My parents nodded in sympathy, their eyes darting to me. I was the lucky one, the one who worked 90-hour weeks in tech while Sarah found herself on 3 different continents. I kept my head down. I ate my peas. I didn't say a word about the bank notification that had popped up on my phone an hour earlier. The mistake happened when I went to the kitchen to get more gravy. I left my phone on the table face up. A notification from my wealth management portal lit up the screen. It wasn't a text, it was a quarterly balance summary. 12/4/02/8/11/54. I walked back into the dining room to a deafening silence. Sarah was holding my phone, her face pale, her eyes wide with a mixture of shock and instant burning greed. 12 million? She whispered. The room went ice cold. My father dropped his fork. My mother's hand went to her throat. Mark, Sarah said, her voice trembling. Is this real? Put my phone down, Sarah, I said. My voice was flat, calm. $12 million? My father stood up. You've had that kind of money while your sister is drowning in credit card debt? While we're still paying off the mortgage? I earned it, I said, taking my seat. I started a firm. I sold it. I told you I was doing okay. Doing okay is a promotion, Mark, Sarah snapped, her tears appearing right on cue. This is life-changing. Do you know what I could do with just 2 of those millions? I wouldn't have to cry myself to sleep wondering how to pay rent. You wouldn't have to wonder if you hadn't spent your savings on a retreat in Bali, I replied. The table erupted. For the next 20 minutes, I sat there as they dissected my bank account. They didn't ask how I was. They didn't ask how many nights I spent sleeping under my desk to build that company. They just told me why I didn't deserve it. She's your sister, my mother pleaded. She struggled so much. You have more than you'll ever need. It's only fair that you level the playing field. Give her 5 million. It's a drop in the bucket for you. 5 million? I asked, tilting my head. At least, Sarah said, emboldened. I deserve it more. I've lived a hard life, Mark. You've always been the robotic one, the one who doesn't feel things. This money won't make you happy. It would make me whole. I looked at my father. And you? You agree? Family looks out for family, he said sternly. If you don't help her, you aren't a part of this family. It's that simple. We're not asking, Mark. We're telling you what's right. I took a slow sip of water. I didn't get angry. I didn't yell. I felt a strange cold clarity wash over me. You're right, I said. Sarah's face lit up. She actually reached across the table to grab my hand. Oh, Mark, I knew you'd understand. I do understand, I said, pulling my hand away. I understand exactly where I stand in this house. You don't see a son or a brother. You see a lottery ticket. I stood up and pulled a small, leather-bound folder from my laptop bag in the hallway. I had brought it because I actually had a surprise for them. I laid 3 envelopes on the table. I came here today intending to pay off your mortgage, Dad. And Mom, I had a trust set up for your retirement so you could stop working at the clinic. And Sarah, I was going to pay off your debt and put you through that design. School you always talked about. Sarah reached for her envelope, her fingers shaking. Wait, I said. I picked up the lighter from the centerpiece candle. I held the 3 envelopes over the flame. My mother screamed. My father lunged forward, but I stepped back, my gaze steady. Since Sarah deserves it more because of her struggles, I wouldn't want to rob her of the growth that comes from overcoming them, I said. The fire caught the edges of the paper. Within seconds, the legal documents and the checks I'd already written were black, ash on the Thanksgiving china. What are you doing? Sarah shrieked, collapsing into her chair. That was my money! No, I said, my voice like a razor. That was my gift, and you just traded it for a demand. I picked up my coat. The room was filled with the smell of burnt paper and the sound of my mother's sobbing. I'm leaving, I said. I've already instructed my lawyer to ensure no one in this room is in my will. Don't call me. Don't visit. If you want a piece of the robot, find a different machine. I walked to the door. My father called out, his voice cracking. Mark, wait. We were just stressed. We didn't mean it. I paused at the threshold, looking back at the 3 people who shared my blood but none of my soul. The funny thing is, I said, checking my watch, I was actually going to give you more than what you asked for over time, but you were so hungry for the golden eggs. You forgot I'm the one who owns the goose. I walked out into the cold November night. I blocked their numbers before I even reached my car. As I drove away, I didn't feel guilty. I didn't feel sad. For the first time in my life, I felt light. $12 million is a lot of money, but the look on Sarah's face when she realized she'd screamed her way out of a fortune, that was priceless.